What's up, guys? So today I'm gonna show you feeding time for the fish room. So we buy the food in bulk because how many fish we have, of course. This last time we spent, I think, like 400 something in food. So we get them in bulk. And these slates, these, I can't remember what they're called. These, then I have bloodworms. Then I just let it thaw out. I let these things thaw out. It's cold. Then I just get a big knife. Cut them to the sizes that I prefer to use. The sizes I know will last me a while. Put them in the fish bags how I had them. Let's see if it's gonna be open. Damn it. Yeah. Fish bags, they're cut to size. Put them in there. I also have some of these that I use for the fish too. I use these when it's only certain fish that I want to feed, just bloodworms, just brine shrimp. So I feed brine shrimp, mysis shrimp, and bloodworms. That's what I feed all the fish. I'm letting those, where'd I put it? Oh, I don't know why I put it over here. Just let that stay there. That'll do its thing. And then we have pleco wafers and pellets. So these are the pellets. Ellie, here. Hey, what are you doing? Go. Yeah, she went into the. She goes into the litter box. Little butthead. But this is what I feed. This is a container that had cat treats, so we reuse it, recycle a lot of stuff. And this is where all the fish eat this stuff. There's like 150 to 200 fish in there. Overfeed them, throw a bunch in there. They got a water change today. Plecos, they get some of this stuff. But I made another video, but it was way too long. I went through each tank, feeding each individually, but it was like 40 minutes long. But that's what I feed all the fish. The cichlids, it's meant for African cichlids, but I feed all the fish because they're color enhancing and it has a lot of protein and other stuff. But I buy my food from a company here locally, Brine Shrimp Direct. That's who I buy all my food from. We've been feeding their food since we started. Since we started breeding the peacocks and the haps, and we've always used their food. So this is what I feed all of the cichlids, except for those guys. I don't feed the Tanganyikans the pellets. Well, in the big tanks they do eat it, but in the 10 gallons and the 20s they don't, unless it's grow out tanks like these guys, because they need to eat quite a bit more. They need more protein, more meat, and all that, whatever else is in the food. That way they can grow faster. You know what I mean. Oh, and then my peacocks, all of them eat the pellets. You can see how colorful they are. And these guys are they're about, biggest one is about 2 inches. And one of the more dominant males that are sold, he was about 1.5 inches, and he was nicely colored up like that guy. But this is all I feed to the fishes. Here's little babies, little fry. I throw a little pinch in there, like 40 pellets, and that's what they eat. Yeah, there's other fish that I feed this to, mostly the cichlids, guppies. These are my guppies, the ones I've been breeding for a couple years. They eat them. The betas, they get to eat them. The guppies again. Some nice red platies. And there I have the nanakara with the female. Well, that's what they eat. We'll go to the office. So I feed these Tanganikans. I do feed pellets. Put a nice pinch on the sides and a nice pinch in the middle. That way they all get to eat. And if they have babies, I don't want any females going from one corner all the way to the middle and have another one eat the babies. These guys, I threw in here 9 or 10 red top tapajos so they could grow out faster, and 8 Nicaraguenses macaw so they could grow out faster. So these guys eat. I overfeed all my fish. They only eat once a day, so I do overfeed them quite a bit. But the big tanks, they get water changes once a week. The angels, the discus, the daniels, the plecos, the cory cats. All this food, since it's made for African cichlids, it sinks down. Because sometimes the African cichlids, they could get bloat pretty easily with fish food that floats, especially pellets. Since this food is pretty high in moisture, so that's why it sinks down. But like the other foods that float, they have a lot of air pockets inside. And the fish eats it, and once it soaks up water, it expands, and that's how your fish gets bloat, because it eats too much food too fast, and it expands in its stomach and gets sick and could die, or it takes them a while to recuperate. That's why I feed this food mostly. But you could go on the website from Brine Shrimp Direct. They have all the ingredients listed on there, what fish they recommend you feed to, and a bunch of stuff. Then just throw in a couple handfuls to the goldfish. Make sure they're nice and healthy so they can feed my catfish. Well, that's the pellets. And then I'll show you guys the brine shrimp. And then this stuff, once it unfreezes, thaws out completely. And then the tortoise, it's eating dog food. It has its veggies. We just filled it up earlier today, but now it wants to eat some dog food. But yeah, I'll wait for that. Then I'll start prepping the brine shrimp to get them out the containers, remove them from their air. It's hard to do this with one hand. I'll make sure that gets stuck up there. This one should get stuck up here. But with brine shrimp, I can make a video and show you guys how I do mine. They follow the lights, so you just put the light there, give them like 5-10 minutes. All the brine shrimp that are alive will sink down to the bottom, trying to follow the light. Then I have the containers that I use, and this strainer strains out the brine shrimp from the water, That way you don't put any salt water inside your freshwater tanks. Sometimes they could get sick. Sometimes the fish don't like it. Sometimes they don't really care. But we just do it. It's easier. You don't have to put shells and extra water into the fish tanks. This is what we do. I just rinse it out, make sure all the screens are nice and clean and clear. Put that there. Get the little, pull the hose down, let it drain, then empty it out. And then once it's empty and all the brine shrimp are in here, just get that, pour it in there. It won't stay, but then I get the little baster, fresh water, and clean it out and dump all the brine shrimp in there. That way I don't waste any. Leave it there, I need to wash it. Well, that's it. Once I finish the brine shrimp and this frozen food, I'll show you guys how much of this stuff I feed to the fish. Okay guys, so finished the food, it's all thawed out. Brine shrimp ready. So you get your turkey baster, scoop up some brine shrimp. This is what I do. This is my way of feeding. I know my fish. I know how many fish I have in the tank. Let me zoom out a little bit. I know how much they eat, what they could eat. So just do squirts of food in the tanks. And the 5 gallons, well, the cichlids that are in there are either breeders. They might have babies, they might not. I just put a little squirt just in case. In there, that bottom one, I do have some babies, so they're growing up. So fed these, the carpunctatus. I have ornatas, 2 different batches. Get a pretty big squirt of food. There's only a small batch there. Up top, some guppies. Guppies eat the brine shrimp. Decent squirt. More guppies up here. More guppies up here. And I have to go get more. So I ran out. But that's what I do with the guppies. And then for these, same thing. Just get your turkey baster. Scoop some of the frozen food. Go over to my fish. Squirt wash. I put too much for them. And it's only babies. They probably won't eat it. But that's enough for a pair. That female died for that gold ocellatus. They were pretty old. I lost most of my older breeding pairs of gold ocellatus. So not many of them left. Then just small squirts on some of the fish, because I know how much they could eat and what they will eat. Only one fish in there. Just let a few drops, pairs, and these guys have babies, so they get to eat a little bit more. Tanganikans, these guys, all they eat is just frozen food. I don't feed them pellets, and they get a decent amount of food. But that's what all the Tanganikans in the 10 gallons eat. All the Tanganikans in the 20 gallons eat. Except for the babies. The babies eat just brine shrimp. Angels eat the frozen food. These guys eat frozen food. This guy's frozen food. Frozen. But all the 55s, they all get pellets and the frozen food. So they get a good variety of food. These guys eat the frozen food. Plecos, they don't need it. They can't really eat it. It's too it's shrimp. Then show tank, squirt on one end, squirt in the middle, and squirt on the other side. You can stir. It all floats away in the tanks. and they'll eat whatever they want. There's the eel. I'll add another little squirt there. What? No. Squirt for these guys so they can grow up faster. Everybody eats them. Angels, discus, they all eat frozen food. And if they don't eat this, I do give them some of the brine shrimp as well, because I do have the Daniels in there, I do have the Cordy cats in there. Some of the smaller discus, they're too small. Some of those small ones still eat baby brine shrimp. Well, these discus kind of suck. They don't eat baby brine shrimp live. But if they don't eat, well, they die. I raise my fish, strongest of the fittest, dog eat dog world. I don't like to baby my fish, because then when you baby something too much, you just make it weaker. If it can't fend for itself, then it shouldn't really be alive, because that's how it is in the wild. I know we could keep them in tanks, but either way, I like to keep them in a wild setup. That's how you create the strongest fish, the most colorful fish, strongest of the fittest. It has to fight. It has to fight to survive. Oh yeah, I threw in a convict that got beat up over there. It ended up over here, and the catfish will sense that it's beat up and will eat it, hopefully. I'll give you guys an update if it does eat it or not, but they should. I threw one in 2 weeks ago and they ate it. It was gone the next day. But yeah, oh, these guys, oh, I forgot to give them pellets. So they eat frozen and some pellets. Africans, the peacocks, I don't give them any frozen. But that's how I like to raise my fish. Strongest of the fittest, or however you say it. The strongest will survive. I don't baby them. My waters are all I barely measured them. Some of them were 68, 69. A few of them were 72, 73. Some of the higher up ones, that one was 75 or 78. Can't remember. The top tank was 75 or 78. It's because it's right underneath the heater. But yeah, I don't baby my fish. They still breed. They still produce pretty big batches of babies. Let's see, where is she? You can see this female. This is her tank. The 20s on this side of the store, they tend to stay in the low 7. They tend to stay around 70. Some of them were probably like 68, 69. But she has a pretty decent batch of babies. You can see them there. Let's see, there's can't really count them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now let's say 20 babies in there. They're still breeding. She's a small female. This is probably her second batch. But I have some of my older pairs, they still produce 50 babies, so it's not a problem. These were all born, oh no, they were born in summer, never mind. But yeah, my fish are used to the harsh conditions, but they do get water changes once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending how many fish I have in each tank. Filters, they get cleaned. Well, since I overfeed, they tend to get dirty pretty quick, like this one. And I overfeed every single one of my tanks just because it's colder water and they only get to eat once a day. So that's why I overfeed all my fish. I just want to give you guys make a video of how I feed my fish, and also I feed the pleco wafers. And my pleco wafers, I'm only grabbing these to show you guys. I don't want to make another clip. All the tanks, all the 55s, they all get some wafers. So all my fish get a good variety of food. So there's babies in here. Some of them maybe didn't get a chance to eat pellets. Some of them might not get a chance to eat the frozen food, or maybe they only got 1 or 2 bites. So I throw in pellets, the pleco wafers, because they sink down and it takes a while for them to start to swell up with water, and they'll just pick on it and get some food off of that. And I also have plecos in there, so they get like 4 pellets, 4 wafers, plecos on top. They get a nice handful, but all the fish get pellets. Community fish, they'll see it sink down and they'll go munch on it, eat it. That way they get some of their veggies. They'll move it around, they'll end up being on that side. Angelfish, they love the wafers. And here I have a bunch of ivory mystery snails. But yeah, that's the feeding for the fish. All these have plecos, so they all get wafers. And the fish, they eat the wafers, they munch on them as well. But yeah, that's it. That's it for now. Next, I'll do a breeding project with you guys. It's January. I'll start selecting some fish to separate, to start breeding. Probably separate a new group of green dragons. There was oh no, I took the male out. I'll probably get some of these older females and get a heater, put it in one of my tanks, and then we'll do a little breeding project with that. But bristlenose are pretty easy. But let me know if there's certain fish you guys want to see me breed, and I'll show you guys the whole process. Either juveniles, or if you want juveniles, it'll take 6 months to a year. Or if I get some adults, it'll be quick, a couple months, and then we'll have eggs or babies out of them. But that's it. See you guys later.